Starts now. Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate flight.
Straight up, these guys just, they don't not like each other. They hate each other. A couple guys just absolutely hate each other. A couple of local guys. Who are they, Johnny?
Well, Demarques Johnson loves to hate Harold. And I think Harold Lucambio doesn't mind hating Demarques one bit at all, Mike. These guys have been waiting to get back in here and fight, and now's their opportunity to prove who is the toughest, whether it's on their feet, on the ground. I'm just excited about this fight.
Bad blood between these two, so you guarantee some fireworks. Middleweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
I'm actually really excited, man. They couldn't pick a better fight than this. You know, it's going to be a rematch, and we actually throw in the extra couple minutes, and we can actually scramble for a little longer. I like that. I've been training really hard. As you say, at Bernales Institute. It's actually been a good time. I mean, very technical. We have very strong roots, so come and join us. Come and check us out, and let's train.
I think tomorrow night's going to be a hell of a fight. I didn't come to lose. I respect Harold, but I'm going to come to hurt feelings, just like he's going to try and hurt my feelings. It's the paycheck.
I don't care what they're saying, Johnny Ritchie, there's no love lost between these two.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, there's a long history that goes between Harold Lucambio, Demarques Johnson, and the whole Team Elite, actually.
Well, the whole Team Elite seems to kind of not really care much for Harold Lucambio, and, you know, I think the feeling's mutual.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about this either, Mike. He wants to get in here, and he wants to really dominate this fight. He's talked about how hard he's put in hours in training, working out, and getting ready for this fight with Demarques.
Well, you know, when Demarques walked into the weigh-ins last night, he was just a skeleton of a man. I mean, if he had to lose 1/2 more pound, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He put a lot of work into losing weight too, Mike. And sometimes you talk about that with the day before weigh-ins. This fuel for the fire right here. Demarques is back up in 1 day to the weight that he should be at, and he's ready to go, man. He's ready to go.
Has put the weight back on. He just looks much, much bigger than Harold Lucambio. And this day before weigh-in is the decided difference in this fight for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Harold Lucambio being a classic.
Right off the bat, Johnny, Harold took one right on the chin with an overhand right from Demarques Johnson. I think that shook him a little bit.
Yeah, I did. And Harold, and another left hook right there.
My goodness, right off the bat, Demarques Johnson coming in and making a statement. 2 big punches, both of them sending Harold Lucambio back. That one dropping him all the way to the canvas. That was a solid shot.
Solid shot, and it looks like Demarques, Mike, was really composed. You see him out there just kind of taking his time and not really rushing into anything. And we're used to seeing Demarques come flying out from the corner with a flying Superman punch or a flying knee, but not this time.
Well, Harold Lucambio, that's where he likes to fight, is off his back. Both these guys are juiced up after that first exchange right there, and they're ready to get this thing going again.
Yeah, acknowledging each other right there. Hey, you got a shot, you landed a shot, let's get this thing going once again.
Boy, Demarques really does. To comment on this again, he just looks a lot bigger. He looks bigger, he looks stronger, and I imagine he's probably 10, 15 pounds bigger than Harold is right now. Harold is actually gaining weight up to be able to take this fight.
Yeah, and you saw right there, Mike, as soon as Harold got in close, Demarques did a pretty good job of hip throwing him and getting into his back. And right here, Harold's not in a very good spot with Demarques. We've seen Demarques end fights from this position, working into full mount and then raining down shots. Demarques likes the ground and pound.
He really did show the difference in size and strength right there. He almost ragdolled Harold, it seemed, and threw him down to the canvas almost too easily. But as we mentioned, though, Harold likes to fight off his back. He's comfortable here, but man, that Demarques is an accurate puncher.
And I think Demarques is doing the right thing there. Don't play Harold's game. If you want to win this fight, if you stay on the ground too long, then Harold will catch you. Demarques did a good job of getting into a better position, felt that he was getting in a little trouble, and stood up and said, let's do this.
Demarques is a very accomplished grappler himself. He's pretty good on the ground. They say, though, that his stand-up has really come a long way in the last year or so. He's really been working his stand-up. You see he's throwing some nice, clean, straight jabs right down the pipe, and another right hand right down the pipe. Really nice-looking stuff.
Oh, and once again, Harold shoots in, and Demarques underhooks him, flips him right to his back, and says, I'm not going there. I'm standing up. I think I'm going to end this fight on my feet.
That right there, once again, you see the difference in size. That's such a huge difference in this fight. And boy, Demarques is just demonstrating how strong he is right there, and just as you mentioned, threw Harold right to his back.
Yeah, but Harold to step up and take this fight and say, hey, you know what, I will fight up, says a lot about Harold. This guy just wants to fight anybody, but especially those guys over at Team Elite.
Absolutely, he'll fight him. Let him line up, he says. I'll fight him one at a time. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah, and he's actually on the winning trail of the Team Elite fighters. He's actually won more than they've won against him, so that just goes to show that that's Demarques' fuel, I think, in this fight,
Coming
Mike.
off a big win against Jeff Moody, and it was somewhat of an upset in some people's eyes. They thought Moody was going to win that fight, but Harold came away with a big win, and that just made the guys at Elite mad.
Made him mad. And right there, once again, Demarques not falling prey to Harold's ground game. As soon as Harold went to his back, Demarques stood up and said, get back onto your feet. Where I think you're right, Mike. The size, the reach advantage is definitely there for Demarques Johnson.
It's a little bit surprising for me, though, because Demarques does pride himself on having very good submission, although it's hard to question his tactics when he's being this dominant on his feet. He has landed some big shots and continues to do so from his feet, and so obviously not a flawed game plan by any stretch of the imagination.
No way. And one thing I like to see right there, too, is Demarques doing something that not a lot of MMA guys do, and that's throwing body shots. He threw a big knee and then followed up with a couple hooks to the body, and that really got Harold in an uncomfortable position.
And not only throwing him with some bad intentions on it. He's not just tapping the body. He's really digging in on those. And if they're not hurting you now, they're going to hurt you later in the fight, because your body can only take so many of those shots.
Only take so many. And these guys are now locked into an over-under stance. Both change. Oh, but look right there. There was a shot to the groin, possibly, Mike.
Well, Johnny, it looked like it was kind of to the stomach to me, but obviously Demarques would disagree with that, says that thing was low, and he's feeling it right now.
Well, then we have to take a look again on the slow-mo to see if that really connected, because to me it looked like it connected right in the sweet spot there, Mike, but maybe not.
What do you consider this?
Well, you know, right below the belt, right where it counts. Oh!
Well, that looked right just above the belt to me, Johnny Ritchie. That is the sweet spot if you're thinking in terms of knocking the wind out of something. Well, he might have grazed the groin just a little.
Just a little bit, but the upper portion of the knee really dug into his abdomen, and then maybe it was the shin that caught him.
Well, I tell you what, either way, it certainly had its effect, and Demarques Johnson is feeling the results of that effect here. Ready to come back and get rocking again, though, and it seemed maybe it got him mad, Johnny.
Yeah, maybe got him mad, Mike, but these are 3 5-minute rounds. Both these guys, there's no lull in the action. These guys are really switching it, mixing it up. You've seen a little bit from the ground and a little bit on their feet. And, talking to Demarques before, Mike, he really was looking for a knockout in this fight.
Well, a shot like that can really turn things around for you, though. It seemed like, once again, Demarques has slowed down a little bit. He was coming in with a lot of fury to begin the fight, and now he's a little more calculated and looking for open shots. So maybe he's still trying to get his wind back or trying to get his bearings back after the shot, whether it be from the groin or the body.
Or the body, absolutely. And Harold, once again, you see Harold, he'll always throw that right kick, and then he'll be looking for a shot. And the both times he tried that, Demarques underhooked it and actually threw him to his back, where I think Harold wanted to be anyways.
Yeah,
so
Demarques is not going to see anything out of Harold that he hasn't seen 1,000 times before. They've studied this kid. They know exactly what he does, so nothing going to come as a surprise here. Harold, maybe he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, though, and in talking to him before the fight, he says, I've got a little something for old Demarques.
Right there, Mike, is the end of the first round, and I tell you, it was a great first round.
That was a very action-packed first round, especially in the early going. Demarques Johnson landed some huge shots that, in my opinion, Johnny, really clearly won him that first round. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed round 1 between Demarques Johnson and Harold Lucambio. And Johnny Ritchie, Demarques Johnson came out and made a statement in the early parts of that first round with a couple of big shots that dropped Harold Lucambio to his backside, but Harold showing a lot of heart, coming back and battling it out through the end of the first round.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, every shot that Demarques landed, he popped right back up, and right here in the second round, you see Demarques looking to maybe close that gap a little bit, throw those knees that were working in the later part of the first round.
Harold is so resilient. We've seen him get tagged. He rarely gets tagged solid, but when he does, he bounces right back, and he's such a resilient, tough kid. kid.
Absolutely. You see right there, trying to hook the leg. Try to get Demarques on his back. Both times you've seen Harold go to the ground, he was on his back. Demarques stood right back up and said, let's get this thing rocking and rolling on our feet.
One other thing we should mention, in the first round there was an alleged groin shot. It looked like, it was inadvertent, obviously, but right here it looks like Demarques has landed a couple of low knees to start the round off here.
Oh, Mike, you give me one, I'm going to give you two. Maybe that's maybe what Demarques is thinking, but they were a little low, but it didn't. Either way, the fight didn't stop. So.
Well, I think, we're both going to battle it out through here. And, I think sometimes once you get into the groove of a fight, even a groin shot's not going to really put a whole lot of damage to you. I mean, it hurts, but your adrenaline keeps you going right through something like that.
And you see Demarques right there with double underhooks. Once again, gets a big, takes Harold right to his back, and now looking to better his position. Harold doing a pretty good job, though, of keeping him from getting the full mount.
That was a really nice work there by Demarques. He didn't just take the takedown and then rest. He immediately was looking to better his position. He immediately was looking to pass that guard because he knows that Harold's got a very, very tough defensive guard. He's looking to get out to the side here to where he can do some offensive damage.
When you see right here, Mike, he's trying to pin the left arm of Harold Lucambio down with his knee and possibly land 2 or 3 strikes before he slips that thing out. But if you're not going to give me that, he says, I'm just going to swing down and do some ground and pound.
And that's really where Demarques is good. He has really powerful striking, and if he gets a little space between you, he'll sit up and he'll really pop some shots in there.
He's doing a good job, Mike, of sprawling his hips and not let Harold crowd him and crouch him inside the guard. Now he's in a north-south position, and we've seen Demarques end fights from him, Mike, with those big body shots like that, then switching up into a submission, an arm bar or some sort of a choke.
That was a huge body shot right on the button, boy. You can kind of see the air leaving Harold Lucambio's body when that thing landed, and he's landing a couple more here, Johnny Ritchie. Demarques Johnson really seems to be in control of the fight at this point.
Yeah, at this point, especially with this position that he's in, he just seems to be overpowering Harold and not letting Harold do the things that Harold typically likes to do, which is crawl up the body and look right there, isolate an arm and look for a submission.
Harold doing a nice job of pulling Demarques back within his guard, and I don't know that Demarques really respected Harold's grappling ability before today, but he has to at least give him some recognition that he battles it out on bottom there.
Oh, he does, yeah. If you some of the guys before criticize Harold about his lay and pray and how he likes to flop, but Harold's active from there. If you get inside his guard, the kid's going to work to better his position and get that submission. But right there, Demarques is doing a great job of stepping outside of his guard and working back into this north-south position.
Well, he is kind of slowed down just a little bit too, though, but I think, as you mentioned, he's working. He's looking to isolate an arm, looking for an arm lock or something here. Demarques' very game performance here today. I think he's really shown his best performance, certainly in our cage, but by far his best performance that we've seen him fight.
Oh, absolutely, and to keep Harold in such a defensive position all the time says a lot. Normally Harold does go to his back, but he's working offensively. He's working all defense right now because Demarques is doing the better things to win this fight.
What better time to have your stellar performance than right here at the East Center, boy. You see he just took one on the chin with an up kick from Harold Lucambio, but right here at the East Center we had a near capacity crowd here, a USA versus Canada special. These two guys both right here from Utah, though, and both these guys representing the state very well.
Well, stepping these guys in here, Mike, is just a filler, but it's not a filler. This is a match that means a lot to both these guys. Both these guys want this victory so bad, and I'm thinking that later into the second and third round, you're really going to see the action. I really think you're going to see these guys. They both have something to prove.
There was an inadvertent groin kick once again by Demarques Johnson. He acknowledged it and gave a little slap of the gloves here. We should mention, though, that both these guys were lined up to fight Canadian fighters. Both of their opponents, for one reason or another, weren't able to make it. I think Harold's opponent got some type of skin infection, and then Demarques' opponent, I think he went to jail or something.
So those Canadians, they do have jails up in Canada, is what you're saying.
So they decided, let's just fight each other. We've got a lot of friends and family coming to see us fight here at the East Center, so let's put on a show. And right here, Demarques Johnson is really putting on a show, man. He has just found the range on Harold and just landed some huge kicks and punches.
I was waiting for the excitement to start, Mike, right there, and you saw that nice combinations by Demarques, throwing the punches and then the kicks, the nice knee, and getting Harold to his back. Harold, for a second there, didn't know what the heck was going on.
Dave Sully said going to step in here and get Harold Lucambio back up to his feet. Boy, that was a great exchange and great combination by Demarques Johnson to finish the round there in round 2. And Johnny, he's clearly way out ahead on judges' scorecards. Harold's going to need nothing short of a miracle to have a comeback here in the third round.
Yeah, and you know what? Don't ever count Harold out. That's the thing about Harold is if you've never seen this kid fight, you give him the opportunity to get a submission, and he'll do it. But right there, another shot that rocks him.
He got caught again, and I think Demarques is just in a groove. He's in a rhythm, and boy, he's found his range, and he's just picking Harold Lucambio apart. How many times have we seen Harold fight a 3-round war, and we're seeing another one of them right here, but he's just being on the short end.
Yeah, short end of the stick. Demarques, like you said, he's in a groove. He's feeling good, and this is what his training partners have told me. In the gym, if Demarques fought in the cage like he fights in the gym, the kid would be unstoppable. But for some reason or another, he gets inside the cage, and whether it's the butterflies or whatever, he doesn't always exceed to his potential. But right now, he's in that groove. He's looking good, and he's winning this fight.
Absolutely, he does look just like he's at the gym. He's comfortable. He's just throwing things out there, and everything he's throwing seems to be landing. And sometimes you're just in that rhythm and just in that groove. And today is certainly Demarques' day. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. Harold posting up that knee so that Demarques doesn't get the full mount position, but I don't think Demarques wants it. He's been doing a good job from the north-south and from the side mount position, and Harold, once again, is in a little bit of a trouble here. He's got to really work to get Demarques off of him or get him inside of his guard.
Well, he's in a lot of trouble, Johnny. I mean, he's been hit very solidly several times. I think at this point, Harold's going to need, once again, he's going to need something big. So he's going to need Demarques to make a mistake in order for him to have any chance of winning right here. And you saw Demarques just isn't going to leave anything behind.
No, he's not. And even when he stands up, you think he's going to separate. He comes down with a nice right that landed on Harold. And once again, Harold maybe just a little discombobulated underneath. They're not really sure what to do. He's probably frustrated.
Well, he's well more than discombobulated at this point. He's just really had it taken to him today. And Demarques, once again, landing big elbows and just continuing to punish Harold Lucambio.
Yeah, and you saw right there Mike posting up off his face and doing a good job of sliding that elbow and dropping it. Did that twice. Harold's resort to nothing. I mean, there's not really a lot that he can do to Demarques from this position other than try to better his position and get him inside of his guard and hopefully land something real sneaky.
He's still battling here, though. Harold Lucambio is not quitting. You see Demarques after an ankle lock there, but Harold is not throwing in the towel here.
No.
He's still battling to the very end, and he's shown me a lot tonight.
Well, that's what you have to expect out of Harold. You talked about we're going 3 5-minute rounds. He's lasted this long, and he'll last 5 more minutes if you let him. The kid's in phenomenal shape, probably one of the best highly tuned athletes that steps inside this cage as far as conditioning is concerned. But right now, Mike, you're right. He's just being dominated. There's just not a lot he can do.
You know what, though? I've seen Harold fight tough matches before, and I've seen Harold win matches before. I don't think he's ever garnered more respect from me than I've seen than he has in this match here, because he has taken a beating, and he still continues to battle. He still continues to try to get out from underneath there. My hat's off to Harold Lucambio for his performance tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. Once again, fighting up in weight, saying, you know what, Demarques, you're this big, but I'm going to fight you no matter what. You just got to drop this much weight in order to fight me. And Demarques took the challenge, dropped a few pounds extra, and these guys are, once again, in that weight advantage is shown.
I think no, we're not over here. Dave Salyustad stepping in and standing him back up due to inactivity, and this might just be the opportunity that Harold Lucambio needs. He needs something to happen here, something big to happen, and it's got to happen in a big hurry.
Yeah, in a big hurry. Mike, not a lot of time left on the clock. He's going to really have to focus on looking for a knockout. Submission attempts thus far have not worked. Harold, you're going to really have to try to look for that chin and hit that reset button.
And boy, Demarques just continues to land shots. That was another big knee that he landed right there. And I think, whatever thoughts that Harold Lucambio had of standing up and looking for a big knockout, maybe just went away with that shot right there, because that knee did land nice and flush.
Yeah, the knee did land right there. That's definitely where you don't want to be when you're fighting Demarques Johnson, is underneath him like that, because of the fact that he is so much taller than Harold. Those knees don't have a long way to travel before they land, and just like that, boom, boom, two nice solid knees that land.
Continues to give out the punishment here, does Demarques Johnson. He has really put on a great show here tonight. Johnny, this is, as you mentioned, it's supposed to be a filler fight, but what an exciting bout it was.
Oh, absolutely. Both these guys, Mike Warriors, you're not going to get Harold to tap. You're not, very easily. There's things you're going to have to do to really win Harold in a decision where it's either a knockout or a tap out. You really have to work in here. I don't think I've ever seen Harold knocked out or tap out. I don't think I've ever seen
that right there, I think, is going to do it right there. I think any chance that Harold might have had of winning this fight, there's not much time left on the clock. Now you see Demarques in full mount position. position. This is right over against the cage. This has got to be very debilitating for Harold Lucambio.
Yeah, Harold Lucambio eating some shots, deflecting a few, Mike, but he had a hold of the wrist of Demarques. Demarques slid that elbow through, and that's the fight right there. That's it.
Hey, you know, and Demarques with a big grin on his face and slapping 5 to Harold Lucambio. Once again, there was no love lost between these two before this fight, but I tell you right now, I'll bet you anything they have a much more high regard for one another than when they started this fight.
Oh, without a doubt, they have to be, but just because of the fact that they fought so hard, and wow, once again, Demarques Johnson, dominant performance tonight. Congratulations, you deserve that win.
Absolutely, no question about that victory. Great job tonight, Demarques.
If you are looking to make full-time wages while working part-time hours, give Brett Hansen a call at American Alarms, 310-0187. Three-round war, Harold. How do you feel?
I feel good. We could have gone another one, but you know, I have to give up like 20-some pounds for this fight, you know, and I appreciate Demarques cutting the weight that he did to meet me halfway. I appreciate it, and I don't think I will ever do this again. You know, I step up for weight. You know, he actually felt really good. Great technique. Respect Jeremy Horn School. Appreciate you guys, and we're gonna keep going at it. That's for sure. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
All right, one more time, get Harold Lucambio out of the cage with a round of applause.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.iGotYourBackRealty.com.
Hey, big win for you. Very impressive win for you, Demarques. I just want to personally congratulate you. Great job, man.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody that supported me, Jeremy, Brandon, all of the lead in the back, my baby sister, Nakia, Derek, Emily at Jason's Deli. They helped me with the food. Thanks to everybody for your support. Johnny, love you. I'm out.
Bless, man.
Demarques Johnson, man, a class act. Once again, both these guys get in there. There was bad blood, but you see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie between these guys. That means a lot. You know, this sport isn't just about a bunch of knuckleheads getting in here. These are true athletes, sportsmen.
All right.
Good job.
We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In your light heavyweight division, got a couple guys that have fought a lot in this show. Both of them local guys. They're gonna go 3 5-minute rounds. They're not messing around. They're gonna get in here. They can stand and strike and do all that other fun stuff. Johnny Ritchie, who are these guys?
Well, you got the leather-faced Nick Rosborough stepping inside this cage, Mike. He really looks at this cage as his home. He goes, look, man, win or lose, once again, I'm going to be here week in and week out. My record is great. I feel great. I'm in great shape. But Jarrett Kelton goes, look, I took a little time off. But when I heard that Nick Rosborough wanted to fight me, I was tickled pink. I'm here to prove to Nick Rosborough that just because I've been away doesn't mean I don't.
What is the hell? What's tickled pink, Johnny?
You should have heard him because I was tickled. I was just tickled to get back in the cage.
Okay, well, let's check this out. Light heavyweight no holds barred. Check it out.
Last time I seen you, I wouldn't be back down here unless I was 100% and ready to go. So I called. Well, I called a couple weeks ago, and I was looking for a fight, and I hadn't heard nothing. And she called me just on Tuesday and offered Nick, and you know, he's a really good fighter. I've seen him before. Comes from a good camp. So I was tickled to death to get a shot at him. It's the same thing over and over. Fight, train, back in the gym, back in the cage. It's like a life for me, you know. So I don't really wait for a fight. I train until something comes. I don't wait to prepare for a fight. I'm already prepared for it. So maybe that's why you see the change in the styles or the progression of my ability to fight more is because of that. So.
Boy, I really like the attitude that Nick Rosborough has. You know, he doesn't need 6 weeks or 3 months to prepare for a fight. He's always prepared for a fight. Ready to step in here tonight, though, against Jarrett, the Irish assassin, Kelton.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Jarrett Kelton, Mike, really eager to get back into the cage. Took some time off, said, hey, I got to take care of some things. But now I've spent my time in the gym on those off days, and I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to fight UCE's toughest, and Nick Rossborough just happens to be one of the toughest.
Certainly does. Jarrett Kelton training with that group up in Westside Jiu-Jitsu, and they have really been pumping out some talent as of late. Nick Rosborough skipping in the cage, very calm, very composed. He didn't look like this before, Johnny Ritchie. He seems to be in a comfort zone now when he steps into the cage.
Well, Mike, because like you said, he doesn't prepare for one single fight. He just gets in here and he prepares for all the fights. Any fight that's coming up, he's ready to rock and roll during it.
Our referee's got a dress on, Johnny.
Hey, that's a killed Mikey. Look at the Irish.
Well, I just happen to be sitting ringside and you can see right up that kilt. It's not something you want to see at home, folks. Trust me.
Oh, Ethan McAndrews, you gotta love him. He's just bringing out the Irish spirit on today, like today. So there you
Put
go.
some pants on and do it. Jarrett Kelton throwing some wild stuff right there, just missing with a kick and then coming out with a spinning back fist, just missing once again. But that's a pretty tall drink of water to be trying to land a spinning back fist.
Well, yeah, out of any of Nick Rossborough's former opponents, I think Jarrett Kelton matches up almost as even as anyone that we've ever seen fight Nick, because he's usually towers his opponents. And Jarrett Kelton's not a little guy either. So
some good exchanges right here early on. Saw some swinging and some missing, but now as these guys start to step into range here, boy, both these guys have knockout power, and both these guys can do some damage inside.
Yeah, and I like to see what Nick's doing right there, Mike. He's once again being calm, throwing that punch straight down the pipe. Jarrett, every time he kicks, he drops those hands. I think Nick's going to be watching for that.
Absolutely. You know, and Nick Rosborough didn't used to use his reach advantage before. He used to kind of let guys get on top of him. He's doing a very good job of it, though, using some great footwork and moving around. Now finds himself on the ground, though, and Jarrett Kelton, pretty talented ground fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Trained over there at Westside Jiu-Jitsu, Mike. They're working on his jiu-jitsu skills each and every day, and he's spending the time in the gym that if he does get in this position, he knows what to do with it.
Well, yeah, obviously Rossborough comfortable within the guard here of Jarrett Kelton, kind of sitting back on his haunches and waiting for something to open up. Not really opening up and leaving anything behind, so kind of a game of chess going on between the two right now.
Absolutely. Nick doing a good job of crowding him against cage just in case he decides to crawl off the body. He might be able to sneak out just like that, and now he's going to be looking to throw those punches. Oh, but Jarrett Kelton!
Wow,
that's
Johnny,
it!
that fight's, oh my goodness, that went on
just like that.
Unbelievable. Nick Rossborough stood up and looked like he was going to rain down some shots, but just as soon as you thought he was about to do that, Jarrett Kelton hooks up an ankle lock or a knee bar, and boy, you can see that Nick Rossborough is in some pain.
Well, an assassin picks his shots well, and Jarrett, the Irish assassin Kelton, picked that shot, gets the ankle lock, gets the victory.
Wow, almost too easy on that one.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Tell us, what's next for you, man?
I'll be back. I'm gonna definitely let it rest this time. Maybe take some time off to go get a check, see what's the matter with it. I'm gonna continue to fight. It's in my blood, I think, so I can't give it up.
No doubt about it, Nick. Hey, man, tonight you were good, brother, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the experience.
Thanks, guys.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm and the DUI Hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
All right, Mr. Kelton, you took a little time off, said you could come back a lot, much improved fighter, and man, that's a tough kid you just beat there. Nick Rossborough's a tough kid. Nice ankle lock.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be tough. I've been working a lot on my stand-up, so I wanted to bang with him, but I know he has some reach. He caught me with one, so then we got to the ground, and he just stood over me and kind of left it there, so I got it. But I know he's a really tough guy, and I'm sure we'll fight again.
No, you got to take it when it's there, and you did. Very impressive win, and I would like to see you guys get in here and do it again as well. Great job, though, tonight. Congratulations.
I just thank you. I just like to thank real quick my wife. She's the best in the world, Gail.
No. My wife's the best in the world.
Well, she's like right behind yours, because she's mine.
I'm just kidding, man. Your wife probably is better than mine. She's ornery.
Real quick, I just want to thank all my sponsors, Senshi Sushi in Ogden, the best sushi in town, the Playpen and Shade Salon, McCall and Gail down there. Appreciate you guys.
All right, man. Great job tonight.
Thanks.
Two cool cats with a big future in this game, man. That's the way it goes sometimes.
That's the way it goes, Nick Rossborough. Don't hang your head too long, man. You get another opportunity to fight Jarrett Kelton very soon, possibly in the round of champions if you guys keep doing what you're doing.
So. All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In your lightweight division, Bruno. I never heard of more of a fight name than Bruno Capdeville. Tough-looking kid. Who's he fighting, Johnny?
Well, he's fighting ever so slick Lance, the Rasta man. Gorman.
Why do they call him Rasta Man, you think?
I don't know, Mike, but he's the most mellow cat around. I don't know why.
He's a groovy dude.
He's a groovy dude. He's a Taekwondo fighter, but you never know how many times he submits his opponents.
He's a Taekwondo fighter that has some pretty sick ground game.
Oh, absolutely. But Bruno coming down and saying, there's no way. This guy, he talks tough, he looks tough. It's going to be a tough fight for Lance.
Well, then let's quit talking about it. Let's do some slugging. Lightweight no holds bar. Check it out.
I just got off the couch last week and, started going swimming a little bit, but other than that, nothing really, so.
Lance, you never cease to amaze me. Just step up and do it. Send him a message, man.
I don't know. He seems like a cool guy. Good luck tomorrow. Hope you can put on a good fight.
Means a lot to me, so I'm representing my country, and I just want to win against the States, of course.
Of course, you want to win against the States. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It's good competition. Tell us, how do you think tomorrow's fight's going to go, man? What's going to happen when you step inside that cage? Let us know why Bruno's going to walk out of this thing with the victory.
Because I work hard for this. I've been working for the past 3 months, so I want to walk with a winner.
That's it. All right. I like it right there. Hey, best of luck to both these fighters. Shake hands, and we'll see you inside the cage. Thanks so much.
It's been a little while since we've seen Lance Gorman step inside the cage here, Johnny Rich. It's great to have him back here at the East Center representing the US of A versus Bruno Capdeville from up in Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver, Canada, Mike. This guy is supposed to be a powerhouse of force, a great submission fighter. His stand-up game is supposed to be just as solid. A guy that can either tap you or knock you out. So there you go.
Well, Ragaman, Lance Gorman, we know he's got stand-up. We know he's got ground. He's got a little bit of everything. The last time he fought in our cage, he got kind of ragdolled a little bit by James Birdsley. And that's why we feel like this might be a good matchup, because look how strong, look how physical looking this Capdeville kid.
Yeah, Mike, he is. He's right at the weight limit, Mike, without a friggin' ounce of fat on his body. The kid is lean. Well, Ragaman is just, I don't know. To me, he just seems like one of the most unorthodox fighters there is. You just don't know what's going to happen when you fight this guy.
I don't know that he's so much
kicks and all kinds of
unorthodox
crazy stuff.
as he's just got a lot of tools in his tool belt there. He really can throw some nice throws there, you see. I mean, he's got tools that a lot of guys in this show don't have.
Right there!
Oh my gosh, he's got an arm lock on almost. Look how slick that was.
Yeah, Mike, Bruno left one arm behind for just 1 second, and then Ragaman grabbed a hold of it and threw that leg over and almost had that arm bar. But Bruno, being as powerful as he is,
he's got another one on, Johnny Ritchie. That thing is on, and I don't think he's going to get out of this one.
No, that thing is on there. Definitely not textbook, but it's still on. And I think Bruno's going to have to really work to get out of this position here. Wow.
Look at Lance Gorman. He's a reputed Taekwondo specialist, but his ground game is just getting phenomenal. Look at those two almost submissions by arm lock. Right there, though, Bruno Capdeville makes him pay with it. That's right overhand.
And Lance Gorman going right to his back. He's not going to, now looking for maybe an ankle lock, but Bruno lands inside the guard of our boy, the Ragaman, and I'm not sure what's going to happen from here, Mike. You can expect Ragaman to crawl off the body looking for something.
Well, man, based on what we've seen so far, you can't leave anything behind with this kid. And you see right there an attempted neck crank by Bruno Capdeville, but while he's
tap,
he's tapping with his foot,
Johnny. With his foot.
Oh my goodness, that thing was on. It was on tight, and look at Lance Gorman's like another day at the office.
Are you kidding me? I don't think Bruno was expecting. I wasn't expecting that, but man. That kid is slick. The Ragaman will get you. He'll catch you.
That was a jaw dropper right there, man. I didn't see that coming, and boy, that was just so slick the way it went on. And again, this is not his strong point.
No,
He's not supposed to be a grappling specialist.
No, but he gets the armbar, gets the victory against Bruno Capdeville coming out from Canada. Hey, way to go USA, Lance. We're up.
Wow, unbelievable. Impressive performance, Lance Gorman, man. I can't wait to see what he brings to the cage next.
If you are looking to make full-time wages while working part-time hours, give Brett Hansen a call at American Alarms, 310-0187.
How tight was that thing on?
Man, it was on.
It was on. I saw your face. I told Mike, I go, Mike, he ain't gonna tap. And then you tap. So I knew it was on tight, man. Bruno, how do you feel about coming down to Utah, and how do you feel about the fight?
It was good. I lost, so sucks.
Yeah. That's a stupid question I asked. How do you feel? I know it sucks because you lost, but you stepped in here and did it, and that's a lot more than anybody else can say. You've got inside the cage. You did walk away with the loss, but I'm looking forward to hanging out with you Canadians after, man. You guys are a bunch of good guys. What's next for you, Bruno?
I'm gonna keep going, keep training hard and harder, and I will come here and smash some Americans.
Well, listen, man, I love the fact that you came all the way down and stepped it up. Tim Shears, your trainer, great bunch of guys. I know you're training hard. Right now, you got your first loss inside the UCE. Tonight, you were good, Bruno, but just not good enough. Is there anyone you need to thank, my friend?
Yeah, I want to thank Tim. I know my partners, Shiro, Walter, still gonna fight later on tonight. And that's about it.
All right, Bruno, thanks for being a part of the experience, man. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.IGotYourBackRealty.com.
What the hell have you been doing, Lance Gorman?
Sitting on the couch, playing video games, playing Pride FC.
You're lying, brother, you're lying. And that was sick. And I'm telling you, I was talking to Tim Shears, Bruno's trainer, and he was like, wow, that was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know, I think I was too tense. Fell down a couple times on my own, so it's kind of, I don't know.
Lance, that was one of the more impressive performances I've seen, and you're still over here criticizing yourself a little bit. I got to tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. What's next for you, man?
I don't know. I'll probably start training because it hurts right now, so I need to get in the gym a little bit, I think.
And you got a little sponsor tonight, too. Yeah. Tyler Ayers from the DUI hotline stepped up and got a little cash to get you in the cage tonight, right?
Yeah, definitely. I have to give it a major shout out to DUI hotline. They got me in here. Also, Sergio's Tattoo Land. Go check them out. Main Street, the 19th South, I guess.
Way over there, where they do tattoos and stuff. I got to tell you, Lance, I'm just so glad to have you back here. That was very impressive. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mike.
Johnny, I think Tim Shears thinks I was sandbagging on him a little bit, but that was just as impressive as a performance as we've seen, and it came out of nowhere. You and I both thought that
Bruno,
Lance was in a little trouble there.
Yeah, we thought Bruno was going to walk away with the win, undoubtedly. But Lance Gorman, the kid trains at a flipping Taekwondo gym, and he's throwing those arm bars on. He must be reading a manual about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, something. I don't know what he's doing, but he looked good tonight, and I think the future is bright for Lance Gorman.
A lot to be said for the Rastaman. They train within. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
Sergio, thanks, man. I'm going to need it for tonight. We need that money.
In your main event, we're going to complete this USA versus Canada saga with the match that I personally can't wait to see. Dave Barrington, good-looking kid, tough kid. Who's he fighting?
Well, Mike, he's fighting Simon Ellis, Mike. This guy, he's one of these guys that's lighthearted, but I think that his soft demeanor really, he's hiding the fact that this guy's just an animal inside, waiting to step inside this cage and really pound Dave Barrington.
All right, no more talking about it. It's your main event, the light heavyweight in Rosborough. Check it out.
Well, I've been training a lot, but I mean, representing USA, I don't know. I'm more representing Elite and Jeremy Horn and all these guys, so it means a lot to me. I mean, to main event, a show where half these guys are tougher than me, in my opinion, it just goes to show these guys that if you can talk and communicate well, you can move up. So you got to have the whole thing. You got to have the whole package.
It's the whole package. Dave, you're absolutely right. As a fighter, you've got to have that if you want to succeed. You're here. Your main event tomorrow, man. I need to know what Dave Barrington's done to separate himself from the competition. Tell this guy, tell our friend here why you're sending him back up north with that loss.
Well, I don't know. If it was just me, I don't know if I'd be above and beyond, but I think that my team and Elite is above and beyond, and I think that they just naturally push you to that next limit. I mean, half the guys I fight every day, I don't beat them every day I go into the gym. These guys kick the shit out of me every day. So, I think that anybody else that I'm going to fight isn't training as hard as me. That's how I like to look at it, and that's it.
Well, I'm excited about having a good fight, eh? My fights have been ending a little too quick, so if we can go the distance, that would make it worthwhile for the trip, I've been hearing a lot that Utah is the mecca of MMA here in the States. You guys are picking it up, but we have some good fighters down in Canada, and we are going to show you got a little bit of work to do,
Yeah. All right, man. With that being said, man, I want to hear why you're walking out of this cage with the victory, why you're taking that W all the way back to Canada, bro.
Man, I haven't lost yet. I love to win, and I'm going to end the day with my hand raised. It's going to be a good time.
All right, man. Both. This is your main event, guys. Shake hands, both of you guys. Best of luck to you tomorrow night inside the cage.
Boy, Johnny, we thought the rest of those Canadians talked funny. This Simon Ellis, he talks funny.
Didn't you say it sounds like every one of his answers sounds like a question that he's coming back at?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
I listen to us make fun of him, but this kid, Mike, is undefeated inside the world of MMA, so he might talk funny, but apparently he's one tough SOB.
That's why I make fun of him from far away. I'm not going to stand very close to this kid and make fun of him. Now, Dave, good-looking Barrington, Johnny, he, too, has had a very impressive record inside the cage.
Oh, yeah, Mike, dominating every fight that he's ever fought for us, just coming across, knocking the hell out of his opponents.
Look at those smoldering eyes right there, though, Johnny Ritchie. That is one good-looking guy.
That's a good-looking sucker. But the Fighting Friar coming down from Canada, Mike, here to make a statement in this main event. This is the last of the Canadian versus USA bouts.
Well, I got to tell you, this is why we made it your main event. Both these guys coming in with impeccable records. Both these guys are very aggressive fighters. They knock their opponents out. So here you're going to see two bulls in a china shop getting after it.
Yeah, absolutely right there, Mike. You talk about bulls. They've got their horns locked here, and they're going back and forth. It looks like the Fighting Friar does have the underhook, so that might be the advantage. But Dave doing a good job of shuffling and getting underneath the Fighting Friar.
You know, Dave's always been stronger than his opponents, but I see right here he's trying to do some muscling around a little bit, and this Fighting Friar is a pretty solid kid himself.
Well, Mike, he does, and he's got good hips. You know, that college wrestling will come into play in a situation like that where you're trying to dump a kid. He's going to get his hips way back and make that really hard for you to leverage him over.
You know, and yeah, you don't want to try to power your way through that either. It looks like Dave's trying to do just that. He's trying to lift him and push him the way he wants him to go. A guy like this Fighting Friar, you kind of got to let him go the way he wants to and then just help him along.
Yeah, help him along, absolutely. And I think Dave, like you said before, usually out just more physical than his opponents. And right there, the Friar doing a pretty good job, almost doing like a fireman's carry.
Right just about got the takedown. But pays for it right there. Dave Barrington lands a big knee to the chops right there for the Fighting Friar.
Yeah, the Fighting Friar, he wants to just close this gap, Mike. I don't think he wants to stand outside, bang,
whoa,
and get hit like that. Big Dave landing a big right hook that knocked the Fighting Friar to the canvas.
Couple of big shots here in the first round that were in favor of Dave Barrington, the local hometown hero here, giving the Fighting Friar all he can handle early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple big shots. The Fighting Friar looks like he's more than wants to get Dave to his back so he can throw on a submission here, but Dave's not going to let that happen so easy.
The Fighting Friar's not giving up on that takedown, boy. He shot up underneath there, and he continued to work for that takedown and paid for it. Took some big shots in the process, but another one right there, boy. You see that one kind of rung his bell just a little bit.
Yeah, right over the top. Dave, straight punches right down the pipe, throwing a nice shot. The Fighting Friar saying, hey, I don't want none of this. I'm going to lock up here.
Lock up and gets a nice sweep and a takedown, and now he's in side mount position on top of Dave Barrington, and let's see if fortunes have changed just a little bit for the Fighting Friar.
Yeah, well, let's see what Dave can do here. You know, Dave knows that if he can get this kid inside of his guard, he could probably fight his way back up. Dave's more of a ground and pound guy, likes to stand up and bang. His submission is okay, but his specialty is ground and pound.
No, he does understand position, he understands submission, but he prefers by far to strike you, there's no doubt about it. But you see here Simon Ellis getting knee up and over to full mount, Johnny, and now he's landing some big punches.
Yeah, who would have thought this would happen? I don't think I've ever seen Dave in danger, period.
He's not only in danger, Johnny, he's got his left arm behind him.
Yeah, left arm behind. The Fighting Friar's got it hooked and setting up for an arm bar, and he's going to get it.
That was easily the ugliest arm bar I ever saw going, but that thing's on, Johnny. Look at that. The arm's starting to bow for Dave Barrington.
Yeah, Dave's wondering if should he tap? Can he muscle out of this thing? Nope, that's it. Tap out. Ah!
That was right in the position here, and boy, Simon Ellis, the Fighting Friar, coming all the way from Canada, come down here to upset the local hometown hero, Dave Barrington, with a big arm bar.
And he does it, Mike. He got muscled around from his feet, but as soon as Dave went to his back, the Fighting Friar did everything he had to do to get into a good position to throw that arm bar in, and that's how you win a fight.
Boy, Dave Barrington kind of huffing and puffing there. You see that he had to cut some weight for this fight, and he cut a lot of weight in a short period of time. You can see the effects of that. Right there, though, take nothing away from Simon, the Fighting Friar. Ellis came down here, did exactly what he needed to do to get a big win.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm and the DUI Hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
With 11 seconds left, I'm going, Dave isn't going to tap. But then I saw your arm arc. like a rainbow, and you had to tap. What's going through your mind right now, brother?
I don't know, he caught me with that right off the bat, and it just kind of wore me out a little bit.
No, absolutely. You know, people say that a punch will take it away from you. Dave, you got a loss inside the cage, man. I don't think it's going to happen again. What do you think?
No, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. I believe that, Dave. I know you're the kind of guy that's going to stick to the game plan. You're going to work out with Ellison, with Horn, with all the guys over there at Team Elite. You're training in the right place. What's next for you, Big Dave?
Sushi.
Sushi. Some sushi. All right, hey, man. Dave, I hope this is the last time I say it to you. Tonight you were good, big brother, but just not good enough. Thanks a lot.
See you, buddy.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bail Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
All right, man, you come down here, upset the hometown boy. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I'm glad to be down here in Utah. I've been having a blast. It's a nice city.
Okay, so you're here for another day. You gonna go out tonight?
Yeah, we'll be going out for sure where everybody's going. It's gonna be a great time. And yeah, come drink with us.
Okay, we're gonna get you to come down here and do this thing again down here in Utah.
Absolutely. If you invite me back, I'll be here.
We'll invite you. I tell you, come down here and you beat our guys. We got to bring you back. Maybe get a little shot at redemption. But big win for you tonight. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Without question, Johnny, hands down, I think the best competition we've had inside our cage.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, whether it was the Utah boys versus Utah boys or USA versus Canada, these guys came here to prove something tonight, and Canada did a great job in representing the Maple Leafs. So
Johnny, and people are like dragging their butts out of here because they're exhausted. A lot of great action tonight. We over-delivered once again. I think tonight the Ultimate Combat Experience put on the experience.
And Mike, without a doubt, and we couldn't have done it without our sponsors. You know, the DUI hotline, Tyler Ayers, the guy's been with us. He's sticking strong, making sure that we are a success. American Alarms, Great Clips, our friends over at Mark Marine. A lot of people contributed tonight to make sure that this event really went off, Mike, and it really did. The crowd was great. The fights were great. It was just a hell of a night.
You know, I wish you wouldn't have started that list because I know we're going to leave somebody out, but got your back, Gary. All of our sponsors. Once again, we couldn't do this without it, but couldn't do it without you either. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Johnny, we're just going to retool, put another round together. We're going to start right back at it next week.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, you know, I think we deserve at least maybe 1 week of rest. We'll take no, we're not. We're just going to get back to fights. Let's just do it.
Johnny, what else is there to do?
Nothing.
Fights. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.